Hello and welcome. You are watching Head to Head. I am Jason Jones with UATV. Today, we're talking about Ukraine's current international agenda. The biggest events of the last days were the Ukrainian President's visits to Estonia and the final preparations for the Normandy Format meeting, due to be held on December 9th. To talk more about this, we welcome to our studio Hennahdee Maksak, Chairman of the Foreign Policy Council, Ukrainian Prism. Hello, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me here.
So to start off, we'd like to start, we have a soundbite that we could like to look at with the visit for the Ukrainian President and the Estonian President. Would you like to see that?
We support Ukrainian reforms. However, you have to fight against corruption. These are the top priorities. Our entrepreneurs want to invest in Ukraine. We believe that Ukraine has the potential to be a driving engine for the economy in the region. However, investors must be sure that their investments will be protected.
I want to acknowledge Estonia's practical assistance in security and defense reform in accordance with NATO standards. We are grateful to Estonia for sharing with us its experience in implementing reforms. We discussed in detail cooperation in the fields of digitalization and cybersecurity, where Estonia is a world leader.
Yeah, so I'm curious, what do you think about that?
Well, I think this is a great event for Ukraine because Zelensky paid a state visit to this country, official visit. That means that the level of communication is quite high. President, the head of the parliament, the head of the government. That means that we are in position to discuss many issues, array of issues which are on the agenda, starting from the economy, from the investment from Baltic states to Ukraine, and ending with security, which is the core issue for Ukraine these days, and as well as trying to put some more focuses on the European track, Euro-Atlantic track, where also Estonia is a great ally for our efforts.
Okay, great, thank you. And so in what ways do you believe Ukrainian and Estonian cooperations could and will prove beneficial?
It was already provided in this joint statement delivered by President Zelensky and President Casey Kainlind, who just mentioned that they have bilateral track when it comes to humanitarian cooperation, when it comes to security issues, when it comes to investments, and there is a multilateral dimension when it comes to NATO cooperation, when it comes to implementation of the association agreement by Ukraine. And I think that all these different dimensions are part and parcel of our fruitful cooperation with Baltic states and namely Estonia.
Okay, great. And so in a meeting, with the Estonian President, Zelensky mentioned his alleged ties with the Ukrainian oligarch Zelensky, and as well as assured that there was no such ties. How worried is Europe about these allegations, and how can they influence Ukraine's position on the international arena?
The two narratives or two messages which are competing. The first one is official, that there is no clear ties and no connection between oligarch and president's team. Another one which is delivered and voiced by Kolomoisky itself. And be it in an interview to foreign media outlets, be it in form of interviews here in Ukraine, he delivers that he has a clout on Zelensky, and he wants maybe to preserve this kind of communication where there is a kind of control or a kind of fruitful cooperation on the level we don't know of to full extent. But I think that the truth is somewhere in the middle. So basically there is connection, but we can't say it is as big as Kolomoisky wants to portray it.
Okay, that's interesting. And so kind of a little funny turn. So the Estonian president presented her Ukrainian counterpart with a bicycle. This gesture prompted a huge reaction with the Ukrainian social media, seeing it as political trolling, considering that before becoming president, President Zelensky was a bicycle riding president. So others disagree and, assure that this was just a simple gesture of, of good faith and kindness and whatnot. Do you think, what's your opinion on that?
Basically, it was really funny and it was really smart, I would say, because we see a lot of bits when Zelensky talks in Tesla car. I think it would be more beneficial for Ukrainians to see him giving interview, delivering while riding a bicycle.
Yeah, yeah.
But at the same time, I would say it may be a message not to be far away from the pledges he made during his election campaign. Basically, if he still is associated in some minds of Ukrainians with that President Golborodko from his movie, I think he should deliver on the messages he put. So basically about corruption, about reforms, track, and so on and so forth. It was really also mentioned by President of Estonia during her speech while presenting this common statement. So basically, it is about anti-corruption, to be strong on the track, because to compare to the team of Poroshenko, they also delivered heavily on anti-corruption, but not to the end, not to the clear results of this reform. So the message is be more strict, be more looking forward on that, and just show us that there is real results.
Okay, good, good. Okay, and for my last question of the hour, so now let's switch the focus and talk some more about the upcoming Normandy Format. It's due to be held on December 9th in Paris. Ukraine claimed all the prerequisites for the meeting have been met. What can Ukrainians expect in this meeting?
It's a very sensitive issue because there are different approaches from different partners in Normandy Format.
Okay.
When it comes to Ukraine, yes, I see that we have delivered on all commitments we've made in preparation to this meeting, to this assembly. When it comes to Russia, we see the messages, which sometimes are conflicting between themselves, that they want more from Ukraine to be put on the table. But I think that our position is quite strong, but I'm far from the thought that there would be breakthrough decision made during this assembly, during this meeting. So my perception, there would be some progress maybe on exchange of hostages, of prisoners, which are already ongoing, but I'm not sure that we could reach some political statement or political conclusion on our way out of this Russian-Ukrainian conflict in Donbass.
Okay. All right. Okay. Well, thank you so much for your inputs and
my pleasure.
Your feedback. And so that was Hennahdee Maksak, chairman of the Foreign Policy Council, Ukrainian Prism. Thank you for watching Head to Head, and stay tuned for more.